Don't you love it? It's about halfway through the year, July, mid-July. It's properly cold. If a current affair was to introduce it, it would be, we give you 8 simple steps to stop you from freezing to death on Sydney roads. And we get to the bottom of who's at fault for it being so cold. As ridiculous as that sounded, it does sort of raise the question. If you're new to riding and you're thinking of you're going to start riding in winter, then here's a couple of things I'd recommend. Firstly, probably number one or number two. Oh, I don't know. I'll let you decide. Okay, but I'll give you 2 that I reckon are up the top. Firstly, good gloves, good winter gloves. So I've got 3 sets of gloves. I've got summer ones, like proper summer ones, proper winter ones, and then I've got some intermediates to go in between. These are my 5s. What are they called? Something. Anyway, they've got insulation in them, and they're probably one size too small, to be honest. Oh, if you're getting new gloves, like you're buying gloves for the first time, usually, like if you go to MCA or something like that, they have little handles that you can grip on. The one thing I always forget about, I try it on and go, oh yes, fits really nice, and then my fingertips don't quite fit. I always need to go one size up. Yeah, I always find I need to go up one size to what feels right for the rest of my hand. I don't know whether my fingers are longer. You know, obviously everyone's hand is different, so and I don't know whether mine's, you know, just this is a unique thing or not, but I always find that it fits really nicely everywhere else, but the fingers are too short, and so I always end up with pressure on my fingertips, and so I need to go that one size up. So I've got a large, but I really should have gone an extra large. So my intermediates are an extra large, and they fit so much better. And it's just purely the fingertips, like right at the very end, just always feels that little bit too, like you've pulled it on too hard, but it's not. It's obviously where it's meant to be sitting. So yeah, just a quick tip if you're buying new gloves, make sure you got enough room for your fingies. But yeah, if you're going to be riding daily in winter, get winter gloves, like proper insulated winter gloves. It makes the world of difference, because your fingertips, particularly if you've got a bike like this where it's all naked and open and the wind's just constantly on your fingers, they get bloody cold. You can get heated grips, of course, but remember the grip is on the inside and the wind is on the outside of your fingers. So they're great and it's nice and it's comforting, but it doesn't really fix the problem. So heated grip's good, but you know, it's kind of an add-on. Good gloves will make a far bigger difference than what heated grips will. So good gloves, and you know, and gloves are cheaper than heated grips. Good gloves. You might spend, you know, 150, 200 bucks on them, but Jesus, they're worth it. Like, seriously. Particularly if you're going to ride every day. And the next on the list, whether this be, you could argue this is the number 1 thing, the number 2 thing, but a neck warmer. It's a little bit of material goes around your neck, and you throw it on and then you throw your helmet on. Oh my god, that makes all the difference, because if you're wearing like your jacket and all that sort of stuff, and then suddenly your neck is exposed to the cold air, that's sucky. Now, in the middle of winter, I actually wear a balaclava and then the neck warmer, and that just sort of fills in all the gaps. The neck warmer is an absolute must, and not expensive, like 20 bucks or something. Now, none of this is safety gear, this is all just staying warm. And staying warm can help you with fatigue if you do a long trip. So, number 1 or number 2, whichever order you want to put that in, winter gloves, good winter gloves, and a neck warmer are an absolute must. Now, I also wear thermal pants underneath, so I'm wearing Dragon jeans. So under my jeans I just wear thermal pants. Sake, one car has to kind of ruin it. It's because of the truck. And oh my god, that makes a difference. Yeah, nice warm socks and the thermal pants underneath my jeans Oh, couldn't do it without it. You'd just freeze. Definitely want those, and they're not expensive either. Yeah, none of this is probably the gloves are expensive, yes. Some of them aren't specifically bike stuff. Some of them are just like, oh my god, everyone's all over the place this morning. Shouldn't be this hard. Yeah, I think I originally got them for skiing, so yeah, they're not. It's obviously not specifically a motorbike thing. Oh my god, it makes a world of difference. It's just some good socks is all you need. Keep your toes warm. And then the only other thing I'd recommend is cat crap for your visor. So, if it gets foggy, particularly if you're riding like first thing in the morning, if you ride at like sunrise, which I used to, but luckily now I don't. It's obviously even colder then, but the number one thing is your visor fogs up, and if you use cat crap, that'll stop it from fogging up as much. I think I talked about it. When we were talking about rain. I can't remember if I've uploaded that video or not, but cat crap is effectively a polish that goes on the inside and the outside of your visor. You just you rub it in with your finger and then you wipe it off. Same as a car polish if you're polishing a car. If you look at anything under a microscope, it's never actually smooth. It's always full of holes and stuff. And the polish just fills in all the holes, which stops all your dirt and grime from your mouth and all your mouth-breathing germs all over your visor. And that's what the fog sticks to. So if you can reduce that, then it reduces anything for the fog to stick to. So then you have less fog. You don't have... I found it doesn't get rid of it altogether. It's not like you have no fog ever. It just reduces it by a significant amount. Now, jacket-wise, depends on what jacket you have. So I've previously had a textile jacket, and now I have a leather jacket. And the big difference about the leather is it will stop the wind. So there's two things that you want to do. One is you want to keep warm, and secondly, you want to stop the wind from getting in. So you need a windbreaker, plus then something that's going to keep the heat in. I've got a leather jacket, so then I wear a woolen jumper underneath, and then whatever I'm wearing, like a t-shirt or whatever. And so the leather jacket stops the wind from getting through, and then the woolen jumper keeps me warm inside that windbreaker. Now, if you're wearing a textile jacket, which I've worn before, then the wind will pass through the first layer of the jacket, but then usually they have like two insulating layers. They'll have one which is like an insulator, which is like a jumper, or is taking the part of the jumper in this scenario, and then it has like a thin plastic layer which is ideally designed for water, to keep water out, but the wind is still passing through that initial layer, so it's getting in to a certain degree, and then it cools down that inside layer, and then you've got to keep warm against that layer. Whereas with the leather jacket, the wind is hitting the outside layer, and so therefore it doesn't tend to radiate in as much. That's just my findings anyway. Tell you what, it's a morning for buses running red lights. Whoa, holy shit, dude, that is not a place you want to stop. Wow, obviously broken down, but feel for him now, that would suck. So I found the leather jacket plus the jumper, and then a nice warm t-shirt or a nice warm shirt underneath is sufficient enough. Still, you have moments where it gets a little bit cold, but it's good enough and practical. So anyway, that's a few tips on keeping warm in winter.